Alright, as soon as it. I think we're live, guys. We're just waiting for our stuff to catch up here.
Yes. There we go. Go wrong.
And I have an ad coming up on it. Very nice.
Anthony's got a commercial.
At least we know we're monetizing well on YouTube. There we are.
Shaking everyone.
What's up, guys? How are you out there? Everyone's been waiting on YouTube. We greatly appreciate you joining us for our third. Imagine we've done 3 of these things. Our live happy hour hang. Brent, don't laugh. You're reeling us back there, man. I'm Anthony Pecora, Director of Sales here at Empire Music with the hardest working man in the industry, Mr. Joe Ravita.
What's up, everybody?
We wear short sleeves. I'm layered up. I actually have a sweatshirt, a base layer, and a t-shirt on under here because I'm always freezing cold.
Anthony, legit, it'll be 75 degrees outside. I'll have this coat on. I'm sweating when it's 25 degrees. I don't even want to put the heat on in the store.
I have my heater going today over by my little corner. If you've been in the store, you know where I sit right by our effects pedals. And I always have the heater going. It's freezing in there. We don't wear hats in the shop, but no,
Joe. It's a happy hour hang.
It's a happy hour hang.
I got a little bit of an afro going on right now.
If we had beers, we'd drink them.
Soon.
But maybe afterwards. Maybe not. But anyway, thanks for joining in. We're going to be doing a giveaway today, and there's a link that I put here on the YouTube channel that's going to send you over to like a little submission page. And if you haven't entered our giveaway, please go over there and put some entries in. There's 3 different ways to enter. A lot of you guys submitted questions through that, and I have that stuff written here. If we don't get to your question today, some of them were geared towards one of our giveaway things, which is like the Mustang, what do they call it? The Mustang Micro headphone amp. We don't know all those answers to that yet, so we're going to kind of leave those out, but we're giving one of those away. They're kind of cool. I know Jordan was messing around with one that he won from Fender. And if you're live in the chat, whenever we draw the names, we will give you a Fender pedal, of which I have a few over here, like the level set buffer. This could be yours if you are here. What?
The camera.
Oh, why am I looking at that?
I don't know why.
Anyway, hi. The Fender level set buffer. We have the Santa Ana overdrive, the Compugilist, bass distortion, the pelt, an acoustic reverb pedal, and what else is it? The pinwheel. So if you're an electric player, a bass player, or an acoustic player, there's something cool for you. So hang out. We're just kind of hanging. This is loose. Hopefully you win something. So that's kind of the to-do here for today. That's sort of the end of the agenda. We'll do that in about 45 minutes, so not all the way at the end. We like to kind of start this with what's been happening here in the shop. Like I said, this is the 3rd happy hour. We greatly appreciate you joining us. If you haven't got a chance to, please subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, we appreciate you kind of keeping up with us. We've been doing a lot of product demos, new and old. I mean, we ran some product demos of the new Noventa stuff, the 75th anniversary stuff, the new Ultra Luxes, that's all up there. And Joe did a few, like, what'd you do, like the GS Minis?
Yeah, just trying to go back and refresh the Taylor. Like our technology when we were doing the videos initially wasn't so hot, so giving those guys a refresh. So check them out.
And it's like good to we have new perspective on things too, because there's other products that come out, and we now have the ability to base how we sell things, how we present things off of new stuff. So just kind of update some stuff. So keep in tune for that. Anyone that submitted some feedback on the last event that we had, we really appreciate that. You guys have given us like some great ideas as far as topics and how we approach these things. And I know you guys kind of have given us the feedback that you enjoy us keeping it loose. It gives an opportunity for us to show, we laugh, we have fun. It's not always serious like we look in sometimes in our product demos, although I laugh at myself funny as I did today. Can't wait till you guys see that 75th anniversary Telecaster or jazz bass one, because man, I made some flubs in that. So that's kind of what's happening there. So what's happening in the shop? If you wait for our new this week that'll come out on Monday, you'll see plenty of boxes. If you've been at the store, you've seen plenty of cardboard. Joe, what have you ordered and what have we gotten here?
Well, I mean, so much new stuff. So, let's start with the big picture stuff. We're submitting our permits. I'm not gonna lie, we tried to do our build out in our new space upstairs.
Oh, upstairs. Correct.
Yeah, I mean, and we tried to bend the rules, and the rules bent back. So that has been a death by paper cuts, but we're in place, so that's gonna get started. That's cool. I'm working on something else, but that's a whole nother story. So we're good there.
We have time. Do we have a loose time frame on that?
Probably August. So hopefully we're going to be doing these from our like dedicated space, which I think Brent will appreciate because he doesn't have to lug all our stuff in.
So October.
Yeah,
what that means.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll see. We're getting there. So that's exciting. So that's cool. Now, what is new exciting? Martin Custom Shops came in. New awesome stuff. So I'm going to show you some of that. A couple guitars here. Do you want me to show those off now or that's a little bit later?
Yeah, let's talk about the Martin stuff.
No,
let's talk about the Martin stuff here. Let's jump into that. So what that custom program is, I'm going to reiterate what's happening with that, and then we'll show some of the new stuff that we go. Oh, one in particular.
Sure. Yeah, so Martin has a program called
and I'll put some links up to that.
Custom Shop Expert. There's going to be 25 dealers in North America. And if you go to Martin Guitar's site, martinguitar.com on Monday, we're going to try to have stuff up on Monday too. They put up on their Instagram actually today that they're going to have these exclusive 1937 authentic models that are going to be available only through Custom Shop Expert dealers. And we're one of them. Their production for these, it's about 8 models is what you're going to find, are really amazing. There are a lot of authentic features, but they have some cool stuff. Truss rods, which the authentics don't. So there's some more player-centric features, which are really important because authentics are cool, but it's kind of like, if you got a, Chevy brought out the Corvette and they did a 50 style, you'd want power steering in it. You'd want some modern features for just use. And so we're excited about that. We're getting a significant amount of their production. We bought about 1/6 of their production total for this program. So we're really excited about it. The guitars are amazing. So we're gonna have those, but that's gonna be about a month from now. They're gonna hit the stores. So we'll be talking to you before then. I'll have more info. In the meantime, to wet your whistle and to wet my whistle, because Martin wants to keep the products flowing through here. They sent us 3 customs that were available. Check this out. This thing's straight fire. I've never held or seen an all rosewood guitar before. It's acoustic. It's solid wood. Occasionally you'll see import guitars that have veneers, and they'll have whatever, all these crazy woods on top. But this is kind of got 45 style inlays. Figured, they call it wild grain East Indian rosewood. It's spectacular. You'll be able to see the better pictures on the site. Todd has done a listing on this and the photos are up. Absolutely beautiful. We have a couple grand performers. It's really cool with the custom shop. We actually just did a custom build. So if you're ever interested and you want to build a guitar to your spec, you go to martinguitar.com. You can go to the custom configurator and you can do all that stuff and you can shoot us the info and we'll take care of you and we'll help you build it out. And ideally, once this custom shop program gets installed by Martin, we're going to have that configurator built right into our site. We just have to get to a point where once we, there's some kind of nuts and bolts and legality stuff that they're trying to work out to let us use those, use that stuff. So we'll get there. But we have these, we have 2 grand performers, and, Martin custom shop stuff is really special because something like this gets hand sanded 5/1000ths of an inch thinner than a normal top. The bracing's all selected specifically for a specific guitar. When you're buying production instruments, a spruce top is a fine quality $3,000-$4,000 guitar. Those could be a huge guitar, it could be a small guitar. They're not really sorted as heavily as to get the custom shop where they actually hand sort. They flex the woods, they touch them, they feel them. Say, oh, this is a dreadnought, or the stiffness to this needs to be a double row or a triple row. So really, really incredible stuff. So we're really excited about that. So Martin's going to be bringing it. Taylor prototypes.
A lot of those came in last week for sure.
Yeah, we're really excited. All the brands, Taylor's in the acoustic world is absolutely the most forward thinking. I don't think there's any real question there. It's like how they're always evolving. And what's cool is if you go to the site, you'll see prototypes that we have, and they're just always offering something new. Like this is a 214, but with quilt sapelli back and sides. They don't make a guitar with quilt sapelli back and sides standardly in a 214 deluxe. We have 224s with mahogany tops and quilt sapelli back and sides. Guitars aren't made. We have 200 series guitars with Torrified tops that they don't usually offer. We get this stuff because Taylor, we're an online preferred dealer, which I think there's maybe 15 of in North America. And we get access to the really cool stuff. Sometimes we get final prototypes, which is just a finished version of a model, right? Like we have a 618E that It says with Macassar ebony pick guard, but that's how they ended up being. So that's it. But then we have guitars like this. We have a 514 with a redwood top, really, really unique. And that stuff comes in and out, which are really, really cool. And, check out the site. I think something that keeps us excited here is always getting the rare stuff, because the reality is the brands all exist based on their core products. That's what most of us are going to end up using. But it's cool to have this other stuff. So something grabs your eye. We want to have something that's fun and high quality. We have some American Dream. I don't know if they're on the site yet, so we've got so many guitars. I mean, literally, there's just guitars everywhere. There are 2 American Dreams with ebony back and sides, Cam ebony back and sides, a concert, an 8012 and an 8017, which are incredible. And we have an 8017 with Grenadillo, fingerboard, bridge, and peghead overlay. So when those go up, I mean, Todd and Aaron, who does all the photos, editing and shooting, is crazy. They're going to get up, but it's just like, keep an eye out, because those will sell out in minutes. I mean, if you're interested specifically ahead of time, I want to go to school, just my phone. You can hit me up at joe@empiremusic.com, or you can text me 412-915-7118. So that is what's new and exciting in the world of Taylor and Martin. And Fender has the Ultra Luxes.
Yeah, so we had a Strat and a Tele come through. They sold immediately. They made very limited amounts of those 40 or so guitars for this first batch. Yeah. They're really nice. The Tele, I posted Todd's video. The Tele sounded
he was really good that day. Brent's ears were getting blasted.
Yeah, so that's the Ultra Lux, which is basically like a deluxe, like Todd says in the video, like a deluxe version of the Ultra series.
It's a performance. It's a vintage noiseless pickups and the Strats.
And then stainless steel frets.
Stainless steel frets. Some ash bodies, some cool stuff there. They made the launch of this guitar. These guitars got pushed out a month because production, just limitations, like with everything with COVID right now. But we got 8 of the first 42. So I know if there's not more guitars on the site, we have 4 or 5 here. They're going to be going up over the next couple of days.
They're here now?
Yeah.
So keep an eye out on the website then for that. If you just jump on the Fender page and just look, or Google or search LUXE, that stuff will come right up for you. Those are super cool. The Noventa series is another new one that Fender came out with. That's Mexican series product, kind of in line with the Player series and the Ventera series. P90 style pickups in them. They sound really nice too. They're a different looking. It's like a 2 pickup Strat. It's a 3 pickup Jazzmaster, and then a single pickup Tele that kind of looks like the old Esquire Broadcaster, or like a Les Paul Jr.
Yeah, that's what. They're not for everybody. They're cool.
They're cool. I think they sound great, man.
Yeah, so it's like if you're looking for something different, you want a Fender.
$1,000 price point, comes with a gig bag. Those just rolled through. Response has been nice on them. All the videos are up, I think, except the Jazzmaster one's the only one I didn't get to yet. Keep knocking stuff over here. So that's the new stuff that came into the shop. We showed you that prototype. Also, it's not new yet. I don't want to ruin the mic, but we know if you've come in and we all wear these old Empire t-shirts. Well, when are the new shirts going to be here? We've had clamoring people out there. Everybody wants the new Empire t-shirts.
Yeah, I think, we ordered them a week or so ago.
Right.
And they said about 3-4 weeks. They're made from our friends right here in Pittsburgh, Commonwealth Press. So those guys have, if you want a good vibe of Pittsburgh-ness, go to Commonwealth Press. I think it's cwpress.com. Check them out. They have a lot of regional-centric humor type stuff. A lot of things ragging on the Pirates for being terrible and cheap.
They're 9 and 10 right now.
Yeah, you don't need to.
The one game below 500. I'm going to be the optimist right here.
But so we'll have some new t-shirts
in the comments if you're in Pittsburgh. Over under what? What do we say? What should we say right now? I'm not looking at any stats. Over under Pirates wins this year.
We can do this, but we should do something like closest to, and open up to the crowd here.
Over under, let's say.
I say 68 wins.
68?
68. That's pretty good.
That
would be 97 losses.
Cool. Okay, 68 wins. Over under.
Carl Kelly.
Yeah.
That's right. Carl knows. Anthony's gonna be disappointed because
I think they're. Hey, I said at the beginning of the year 47 wins. That's how bad I thought it was going to be. So I'm pleasantly surprised right now.
We've been trained.
And whoever on there is PH says to Anthony, you sent me an email. I didn't see it in my Gmail. I responded to 2 people like in the past couple of days on P basis. If that was you, then I did respond to you. If not, resend it, or if you just send it now, it takes a minute to filter in from my Empire thing. So I'll definitely get to you.
James Shaw's going 2 over 500. Holy
No
smokes.
way.
Holy smokes.
No way. Do we have a team?
Yeah,
Richard Sharp.
He's making biscotti.
Making biscotti
Making
right
fun of
now
Pirates.
for us. We love your biscotti, Richard. Thank you. So also on the topic with the t-shirts, this doesn't look like much. This is just a little care packet that we put in every guitar that we sell now. I'm just going to open this up because we're not lightning fast at everything here at Empire Music.
This didn't come together kind of quick, though.
This actually came together relatively quick, with much poking and prodding by me to get this all happening. So, you get an Empire sticker. We have these in the shop, so next time you come in, ask for one, buy something, we'll give you one. Or we'll charge you $1 if you don't want to get anything. But we'll just give you one, because we're not cheap here. We also have these beautiful Empire Music picks, if you can see that. I know Brent's shaking his head. Don't zoom in, don't do anything. These are Empire picks. These come in all the guitars on. And then a little thank you from us with our beautiful group photo. Brent looks so happy to be there over here. I had to Photoshop his arm out of this side that he didn't want me to do, but it's okay. And we have so you can see our whole staff right here, all of our smiling faces. And we also have Empire Music packing tape now that goes on the guitars. We think it's just an amazing touch. So we're doing big things here at Empire Music, like getting our own picks, stickers, and packing tape.
Yeah.
And we'll get you one hell of a guitar too.
The guy that used to work with my dad used to say that the fun was always in the planning, not in the doing. And I definitely.
Oh wait, hold on. Let's talk about the tape.
The tape.
Let's talk about the tape. So we order the tape. So it's like months in the making. We order the tape. I do mock-ups of
tape.
Brown tape, black tape, clear tape, white tape, all that. We order it on like brown parchment. We get the tape, not knowing. So we get the rolls. I'm like, wait, this doesn't stick.
Yeah, tape is sticky.
So we wet it. So we had to wet the tape. We didn't know this when we ordered it.
Yeah.
We ordered a lot of it. It wasn't cheap. So then we had to, how much was the
I
machine?
think $1,100 was the machine that wets the tape.
So we had to order an additional machine that wets the tape before we put it on. So not necessarily efficient practice, but we're very proud. The boxes look great.
They do. You win some, you lose.
So shirts and all that stuff. We're trying to get the gear game going here too. Maybe get some hats and some hoodies eventually, but don't quote me on that. The t-shirts took long. For us to have. So if you're in the shop in the coming weeks, days, we can give you some fresh swag too, which is kind of cool. Repairs. That's happening in the shop constantly. We're like 2 to 3 weeks out right now on repairs. That's always. We go from a week and a half out, right back to 2 weeks, back out to 3 weeks because Aaron Hutzel, if you walking by there, does excellent work. Everyone in Pittsburgh knows Aaron. Setups are on point. Fret work, crack repairs, all that stuff. About the only thing we don't do is really like refinishing.
Yeah, neck resets and refinish.
Yeah, but that stuff. So when you buy a guitar from us, we do a full setup on it. We always preach that in our videos, myself, Joe, Todd. So that all goes through Aaron's hands. So that's why a lot of times on a Monday we get into 30 orders.
Yeah.
We're and then we have to, Todd does some overflow on that stuff. If you know Todd Meyer, our store manager, does excellent work as well. Was our tech before Aaron kind of came on board. So we're about 2 weeks out on repairs. That line doesn't look to be getting any shorter. So if you're looking for some work, get it in line. We'll make the best effort we can to get that to you soon. Like I said, the new content's rolling out. And then also this week, it just happened today, and I'm only going to give small details on it. We've been talking about the custom shop bass here now for a while. We got the prototype pickups in. 3 of them came in hand wound from Josefina. Had a little postcard from Vincent there in the custom shop, which we were very appreciative of. So 3 different prototype pickups came in. Todd wired them into basses last night. I did a little bit of work playing with them, kind of honed in on one that I really liked. So then this morning I kind of slept on it. I brought in my 58 custom shop P bass, compared it, and sure enough, myself and Aaron played them, and we dialed it into the one. So the order for the 58 Empire bases are going to be happening here soon. What did we say? Release
August
roughly
or September, I'm guessing. I think they promised us August, but the pickups took a little bit longer.
So August, September.
I think
Look
August
for
is
the
about right.
Empire P base. More details to come, and we're documenting the process here. So there should be some nice kind of video package to kind of show you what process I went through here in the shop, bouncing ideas off the guys here, bouncing them off the guys in the custom shop, and really think I nailed it, like a really player friendly vintage style bass that offers a little something for everyone, and I think the price point's going to be really nice for a custom shop as well. So that leads us into one of the first questions that we had here, from you guys submitting some stuff. So the first question was, have a guitar player out there looking to get into bass, and would love to hear your thoughts on initial setup. The one thing that he has learned personally about starting a new instrument is that playability is key, and the cheapest generally isn't the best option. This doesn't just go for basses, so we can both kind of answer this. And this is something we do within the shop often, because we always get people that are transferring to a different instrument or a beginner playing. So the first part of that is thoughts on initial setup. And this also goes back to what we said, why we want to send you a guitar that has a pro setup on it. It's very important. It's so important that, especially for a beginner or someone that's just getting their feet wet on any instrument, whether that's a piano or a woodwind brass one, like obviously you want something that is going to play relatively easy. So if you buy a guitar or a bass from another shop, if you're, we have a lot of overseas customers or people that watch this stuff, and they're not offering a setup on it. Sure, they're going to get you a guitar that's functional, but then how does it play? Go get that set up. Should be the first thing that you do. We here at Empire Music, when you buy the $400 Squire bass, we do a pro setup on it. So we make sure that gets into your hands, right? I mean, you want something easy to play, no matter what the price point.
The trick is, like, if you're getting into bass, let's say that means you might play another instrument, you might not. You always want to eliminate the opportunity for the instrument to hold you back. You know what I mean? That's just the reality. An instrument has a peak ability, right? No matter what price point you have, if you have a $300 or $400 instrument, or if you have a $3,000 or $4,000 instrument, it has what should be the way it's supposed to be, the best to its ability, and you want that in there. Bob Taylor always said that people should always start with the most expensive. And if you think about it, if you were getting an instrument for yourself for the very first time, or if you were helping somebody pick one out, if we took all the price tags off all the instruments, we'd all pick one of the more expensive ones because it feels the best, sounds the best, performs the best. And that's not just because we're necessarily being gluttons for the best thing. It's because we want the best experience to learn on, right? So that's why, as the instruments become more affordable, they take us way more work. Like, Aaron set up a Squire Mini Jazzmaster and a Squire Mini P bass yesterday. And it's like, that's really, really important, because it doesn't financially make 0% sense for us to do that on a $179 instrument that we make $25 or $30 on. It's like there's no reason for us to do a setup on that level. But when you get it, you must have the opportunity for it to play easy and stay in tune and be intonated so your ear doesn't get out of whack. And we know, because we get, I wish the camera was more able to swing. We get guitars in lots of 100, pallets and pallets of them. And you think they all come in and we just tune them up and slap them on the wall. Like, that isn't how it goes down. It's just not how it works. And especially, I find during COVID, I think that a lot of the companies, especially electric guitars, where they're coming from Asia, they're just checking them in and they're going. They're not even getting a shop adjust in the US.
No, they're making sure it's a working guitar.
Is what's in the box supposed to be in the box. Here it comes, you know what I mean? So right. I think that there's definitely...
Because we run into issues with guitars that we can't set up.
Sure.
100%. It's not a lot of them, but I remember, it might have been some, I won't even say the brand, because, I'm not even going to do that. But we've gotten guitars here, and everyone knows what brands we carry.
Yeah.
That that truss rod was maxed.
Sure.
And there's nothing we can do. And what do? We don't sell that.
No.
So that has to go back to, you know what I mean? So it's there's definitely, you definitely want a guitar that can be set up and that can be as playable as possible.
And that's also the conundrum with we sell guitars on Amazon, and through Amazon Prime, but we sell tailored guitars, which are, premium versions of them themselves, so you don't have to really worry about that as much. My wife's calling. But when you get guitars that go there, they're never touched, they just sit in a random warehouse, and then they show up to you. That's not an expectation. Like when you get it, it's not really a guitar. It looks like a guitar. It needs to be made into one. So get it adjusted if you make that decision. You should, obviously find a great tech locally if you don't have one. If you're not near us, we can always take care of you. But really, you're not saving any money buying them. Like the prices, especially on the low end, under $500 guitars, there's so little margin in them. There's not wheeling and dealing on them. So buy one from a place that sets it up. We'd love for you to buy it from us for certain. You know what I mean? But we're saving you, especially if you think about it, a $300 or $400 guitar setup is $50 or $60. You're saving 10 or 15% in the service that we're providing you. Go online, read our reviews. What do people say?
Yeah.
Ship fast, came ready to play. That's the consistent review. So, we want to deliver that.
And if you're not around us, or if you're, again, out of the country or something like that where we can't sell to you, or if you go by your local shop, whatever that is, get your guitar set up, especially if you're a beginner, because you want it to be as playable as possible. I always say for someone beginning or transitioning to bass or transitioning from bass to guitar, you want as little impediments physically as you can possibly have. You want all the issues to arise as like skill level.
Sure.
Like, oh, I suck, I want to get better. Not my guitar sucks, I can't get better.
I can't play an F bar chord, or I can't play an F bar chord on this guitar.
Yeah.
There's two very different
Right,
statements.
I'm not good enough to do it, or my guitar's not allowing me to do it. They're two different things. So let's let your instrument at least allow you to give you the groundwork to do it. So, and that kind of leads to that second part of the question. Starting on the cheapest instrument isn't always the best option. That's all going to depend, man. Like if your budget is $400, you're limited as far as what you can have. And we always like to tell people, shop out of your budget. Don't get overwhelmed with hey, I can only afford a Squire. We want to make that as good as it can be for you. And you can get those instruments to play really, really well. If a player series or a Ventera series is out of your budget, there's no need to stress out about that. You can get a really good playing guitar in the Squire lineup or in an entry level lineup. We believe in everything that we sell here. So if it's a $200 Squire or a $400 Squire, we're sure that we can get that as dialed in as possible for you. Obviously, if your budget allows you to start on something a little bit higher up, you're starting at more of a mid-level price point, you're going to get a better guitar. Yeah. I think the trappings that I see, and I say this in my videos all the time, we're a Fender dealer, so obviously, you don't want to badmouth anything or say anything really negative about it, but what happens with Squires? They need more maintenance than an American Series guitar. You don't have the same neck blank. You don't have.
They don't age as well. You know what I mean? It's just you're going to be on more on top of it. That's just
right, and that goes back to that setup. So here you want to be able to get a good reference point for what your guitar plays like at its best.
Yeah,
and then know when it's not. And then if you're going to have to take that in for a setup, if you want to do some work, watch a few YouTube videos and learn how to set a guitar up yourself. Obviously, be careful with that type of stuff, but we always say don't force it. You're not going to break it if you don't force it. But playability can be obviously subjective. But yeah, the more you spend, the better it's going to be. The better the maintenance is going to be on it.
You just got to make the best decision you can given your budget and be realistic about your budget.
Yeah.
If you can spend $700, don't spend your time looking at $300 instruments. It's a waste of time. There's not one that's $300 that is going to overwhelm you compared to the $700 one, and vice versa. That's you just got to pick and choose your battle. And you'll see people and you're asking I think it's Daniel. It's J bass versus P bass. Those are subjective things that'll be depending on putting the instruments in your hand. You can always call in and ask us specifically.
Yeah. Email me. Just email me. Man. It's Anthony@empiremusic.com. I'll answer that. I'll give you a much longer rundown on which one's best for you. Think about stylistically what you're doing. Think about versatility. If you're just starting out, versatility is oftentimes the name of the game. But email me, man. So yeah, Daniel, email me, please, and I'll be more than happy to answer that for you.
And this, you see at the end here that someone like talking about upgrading components.
Well, yeah, that's the other
and
thing.
that also leads into the next question.
Right. So it's like you can get that cheaper bass. You can buy that $400 Squire, and you can eventually make some cool upgrades to it, man. And so it's like that, but that doesn't necessarily change what the components were from a maintenance. Like you could put custom shop pickups in a Squire if that neck's out of whack, the neck's still out of whack. So always be careful when you're doing that stuff is why you're upgrading it and what you're upgrading, because you don't want to drop $300 or $400 into an instrument that's really not worthy of having that in there. The foundation is still the foundation.
I am openly against modding out entry level guitars, and when people bring them in, like here's the thing, we'll do the work for you, and we'll do it primo. Like Aaron will do it to the best of his ability, which is I think at a pro level for sure. The reality of it is there's not a secret way to take your $300 thing and make it into an $800 thing, because the problem with it is the body and the neck are of that level. And now obviously if you're buying like a Player Series Stratocaster that's made in Mexico, a high quality instrument, you want to put a different pickup in it, like that's cool. Like nothing wrong with that. I think in the low end, you want to get out of that instrument and get into a higher end instrument as fast as possible, because those are where your instrument's going to play better. And the reality is, go check out the used market on Player Series guitars. They are almost the same price as new guitars because they're great guitars. Go look at used Squire prices.
Also, shameless plug, we got that B-Stock stuff in.
Yeah.
So go on our website and in the search tab, type in B-Stock Fender or Fender B-Stock. There's some really good deals to be had there. So if you are looking at like a mid-grade thing, like you want to do an upgrade and save a couple bucks, we got some killer B-Stock stuff that we talked about.
There's not a lot left. I mean, we got 80 guitars, and there might be about 8 or 10 left.
Yeah, that stuff flies out of here if you could save some money. But like you might have a little ding or something on it, but save some money. I bought one myself, actually.
There you go.
One of the Nate Mendel basses, and I'm loving that thing. So on that, like real quick on the next question is, what are some mods we can do to upgrade a Squire bass or a guitar? I'll insert them in there. Put new bridge on it, put pickups, put a bone nut, new tuners. All those things definitely help the stability of the guitar. However, I'll always offer, we will, when you do that, again, keep in mind, it's still a Squire body. You don't have the quality of what we're getting from like an American Pro, which don't require as much upgrading. But it's always a cool project. I mean, and I'm not a modder. I leave stuff alone. I either buy new. I only would mod if it was out of necessity, something broke. Yeah. So if like a pickup broke on me or the nut broke, okay, how can I upgrade that at this point while I'm in there doing the work? But like there are guys that love that stuff, and I would never say if you get off on like doing that stuff and like then chase it, because if that keeps your interest in like
everyone's experience is different. You might not ever feel comfortable blowing $800 at once.
Yeah,
that's cool. Like have fun with it. There's nothing wrong with it.
If you just want to experiment with it, I know the feeling. I'll talk about that Nate Mendel bass. Like I know me as a bass player and someone that plays every single day just about, and I write music. When I'm lacking a little bit of inspiration and I like buy a new bass, like I'm like pumped to play for a couple days. So like if you got a cheap instrument and you upgrade the pickups and now all of a sudden like you want to pick that thing up more, just to experiment with it. And if that leads to you playing more often, if that's like again
inspired,
like if that's what it is, then like that's like there's no salesmanship there. Just like enjoy playing. Like, we want
always the new gadget bump. You know what I mean? Like where you just like all of a sudden now you're playing. We see that with tons of our customers that we have customers that buy a lot of high end stuff, and all of a sudden like, oh, I bought a GS Mini. Like I can't put it down. Well, it's like that's a win. You know what I mean? It's just like it's like it just doesn't make a difference. Or if you find like something that is not super expensive that makes you excited, or new pedal or whatever it is, you just want to keep motivated. You know what I mean? It's just like I think everyone's experience is unique. And that's why we're here to help you. Hopefully, like we'll help you sort through the madness.
We want you to enjoy playing. I mean, we enjoy being here and we enjoy selling guitars. I probably play a little bit more than you do as far as personal time, but like I love playing bass. People, and you can tell in my videos, hopefully, that like I really, really enjoy playing bass. I love having a bass in my hands. That's literally my favorite thing to do. Me and Jordan were talking the other night. It's like I take it super seriously because it's a very, very deep personal thing to me, but like I love it. So anything that can get someone into that.
Yeah.
If chasing mods is it, if buying new gear is it, if never changing your strings is what gets you going, then like that's cool, man. Like we want you to experiment with it. Just enjoy the process.
For sure.
So okay, next question we had, and this is a recurring topic here. Looks like there's a shortage of Martin guitars. Are you guys experiencing it? 8 Martins on the website. We added a few extra ones. Versus 9 pages of Taylors. I assume it is in part to high demand during quarantine. Any indication when this will get back to pre-COVID inventory? And so Joe can speak a little bit on that because he does more of the ordering and has probably a closer direct relationship with specifically Martin, but I think across the board. And it is something we are experiencing. So
and keep the questions coming in the chat.
We'll get to what we can for sure.
So here's the deal with Martin. Like right now, Martin orders are like we place an order today. They're telling us 1 year, April next year for delivery. Martin, their proximity to Philadelphia and New York, which if you remember, that was like the epicenter of the COVID shutdowns. They were shut down first and they opened up last. So you have that issue, right? Additionally, their building platform, it's just like how a Strat's built compared to a Les Paul, right? The second they decide to glue a neck in, like Martin does, versus Taylor, which does a bolt on, the time involved in that is dramatic. The second you decide to use a lacquer finish versus a UV finish, you're talking, Martin, it's like a 3-week process to do a gloss finish on a guitar. So when you are closed for 2 or 3 months, and then you come back and understand that, imagine Martin's factory where there's person X does bracing and there's a group of people there, and then next to it is the next station. Well, imagine if all of a sudden bracing can't come in because somebody was close contact. Well, it's like they don't just swing somebody in from like tuner installation and all of a sudden they're bracing guitars. That's not how it works. It really is difficult. And these are global companies. You have to think about where Martin, Taylor, Fender, Gibson ship guitars all over the world. Our allotment for Taylor guitars. Now last year, our biggest month ever with Taylor guitars was last April. And they did a buy one, get one month, but a ton of guitars. And our allocation, outside of the, and since we have a great relationship with them, we get more guitars. So we get factory used demos, prototypes. We got a lot of guitars. But our standard production stuff that we were ready to get was 11 guitars. We're one of the 3 or 4 biggest independent dealers in the country. 11 guitars because they have to get guitars to Europe. Their Amsterdam facility had 2 or 3 guitars in it, and it's important because they've invested so much energy and time and money giving customers over there the experience of Taylor guitars. They've got their own employees, they've got their own thing. You can't just let that die. And it's the same with Martin. They get guitars to Asia and Europe. So pre-COVID inventory isn't even on the map. That is not a discussion right now. That isn't even realistic because there's no way to know what even that means. Like when you're ordering a year away, and it's like, who knows what that'll be. Eventually what's going to happen is demand will slow. You know what I mean? It's just like as things get back to normal and we start to go and you can go on vacation and going out to restaurants doesn't seem like such a crazy thing depending on where you're at and all these things. Demand will start to slow and it'll start to thin out. But I think we're still going to be, by the looks of things, we're not going to be, end of next year, 2022, we're still not going to be just ordering at will. It's not going to come down that way. Especially for a brand like Martin where their building process is so complicated. You know what I mean? It's as complicated. It's the same with Gibson. It's a more complicated building process because the neck joints and the finish type. So it's just going to be a long time. So what I would tell you is if you know what you like, get it. I hope you get it from us.
You find it in stock.
You find it.
Don't sleep on it.
And it's just and the other part of it is realize that, the prices are going to go up. Some I already know about, but the reality of it is the reason, a huge part. What did you say about we have a pedal company that said they're only going to give us 2 of something because they aren't going to be able to get parts for a year?
Yeah, Earthquaker. I talked to Anna, our amazing Earthquaker rep, and Earthquaker Devices right over in Akron, Ohio, our neighbors. There's 2 of their pedals, the Avalanche Run and the Pyramids, which at one point they're only allowing dealers to grab 2 of those things right now. There might not be Pyramids and Avalanche Runs for a year or 2.
Yeah.
Due to a part shortage. So the trickle down effect it's not just in getting guitars. It starts earlier than that when we start talking about material and fulfillment chain of getting that stuff. So it's like, who the hell knows when that's gonna all back to normal.
I talked to someone at the national sales manager at Fender, and the big issue is like cartons coming from Asia with parts. So they get their screws or their whatever. Well, they sit in the docks at California for months now because COVID stuff gets priority, and then it's a pay-to-play scheme. Who will pay the most to get their containers? Which these companies are paying 2 and 3 times already more, and they haven't passed the price along yet because it's like they can't even focus on that. They just got to get stuff built. You know what I mean? They know that, but they're also, he cracked me up. Lane said that they're deadheading products. I'm like, deadheading products. They're shipments. That means they're driving empty containers. They're driving empty trucks across the country to come back, to pick stuff up, to get it shipped back out. Which is never that's not how shipping works. It's always you take a load from one place, you get it to point B, and then you go B back to point A. So you're not wasting an entire shipment. And that's what UPS and FedEx, these companies and the companies that they're hiring, they're just driving empty trucks at full price just to go get one order, which is not just one order, it's a big order, but doesn't make sense. It's obviously twice as much, right? They didn't gain anything by doing that because that's how tough it is. So I think pre-COVID is like a funny way of looking at it. So, I mean, like that's just not how I don't think I'm approaching it all with the orders that we're doing. Basically, what we're doing is we're establishing our connections with our brands and working with them to put together a plan to make sure that we start to get representation as best we can in different spots where we've been lacking. And the brands are getting better at taking our inventory because we don't usually. Like our business, the guitar business isn't super sophisticated. It's not like the car business or something like that. So now we're sending our inventories into brands and they're taking allocations and they're going, oh man, Empire Music doesn't need another buttercream P-bass, although we do. And a player, they have 3 in stock, but they're out of blue. And Smith's Music over here has 3 blue and no buttercream. Even though our allocations might be for the opposite of those things, now they're starting to place the instruments and we're working tirelessly with that. A lot of my day is spent on the phone, just like navigating through the process of just getting, we need this really bad. How do I get it? What can I give up to, and that's been the process, which isn't the most fun, but it's like, that's just how it goes. So no clues as to, I didn't even see your earthquake or thing on there.
Oh yeah, a little bit there.
That's funny, but it's just like, that's, definitely, if you see something here, I can't tell you how many times this year we've heard, oh, I was on your site this morning and it's like, and that's not a pushy tactic. You buy when you're ready to buy. I understand that it's just like a lot of the instruments that we have, when you go online or we search Reverb and eBay and all these places, we have the only 1 or 2 out of maybe 3 or 4 guitars in the whole country. So
there's a guy came in last night, Rich, if you're watching, call me and get your guitar. Even though you called me today to ask a quick question. He's looking at an A10, Academy 10. We have one of them.
Yeah.
$499. And it was like the top of his budget. Actually, it was $50 over his budget, but like he could justify it. He was like playing it and he liked it. Didn't quite pull the trigger on it. And I said, hey man, it's probably not going to make the weekend. And I'm not trying to say like you buy when you're ready. I hope you get the guitar. I'm not saying that to get the sale. I'm saying that because it seemed like you gravitated towards this guitar. So get it while you can because things are a little bit weird now with inventory, man. So let's say it again, man. If you see a guitar out there, hopefully on our website, empiremusic.com. Which I said Empire Music Online.
Yeah, but it'll still go there.
At the beginning of my video. Oh, that's right. It's still a live site. I said at the beginning of the Fender video today. I was just making fun of myself. If you see a guitar that you like, give us a call. Or do it right online. Do it up,
People ask us all the time, like, hey, do you have anybody looking at it? It's like that. It's just,
yes.
Yeah, it's like everybody's looking at it.
They're in 3 places. I mean, 4 places. I mean, we have them here in the shop. They're on our website. They're on Reverb. They're on eBay.
Yeah.
So it's like they're in 3 different places. So like we cast a pretty big net as far as we're hoping to get some viewership on the stuff. So we sell a lot of them. So that's that. So that I mean, inventory's gonna be a constant liquid situation as far as what's in stock, what isn't. Some guitars will eventually become easy to get. Some will be harder to get. But obviously, like you said, Martin and Gibson are the 2 that I think just from a manufacturing perspective, they're just the ones that are going to take the longest to come in.
We had the best conversation going with Martin comparatively to Gibson. I mean, Gibson, we have a lot of product on order. It's just very confusing. Martin is we're working together. Like we have a plan. How well
Right.
we're able to execute it is another story. We'll find out.
Yeah. So, all right. So we are at the long-awaited moment. It is giveaway time for you guys. Let's see. There's not that. I mean, there's a lot of entries, but not that many. 155 total entries, and we got about 43 of you. How many of you are online right now? 44 of you watching right now.
If you want to, you can Venmo me, and you can be in the first position here.
Don't say that, man. No one's gonna ever play one of our giveaways. So again, we're giving away a Fender Mustang Micro headphone amp. If we draw your name and you're watching right now, then I will let you pick any one of these pedals. So if you win, then we'll send you two things.
Yeah. Now, what's this software called now?
What
That
this?
does the
giveaway?
Yeah.
Gleam.
So Anthony found Gleam like when we first started to do some giveaways, and what a win because the price like tripled like right after. Remember we were on the introductory
Yeah,
deal.
it's like whatever a month, and then it went up to like hundreds of dollars a month to use it.
He got in on the ground
And we
floor.
grandfathered in on like a much cheaper price.
Right. Otherwise, we'd be giving away guitar picks right now.
Yeah. So and we're gonna try to do more giveaways. If there's something you guys want us to give away within reason, I mean, we would love to give away a custom shop guitar. We're not gonna say that's never gonna happen, but
Well, how that happens is you tell all your friends, and we start to get 400 and 500.
Yeah. Help us out.
Yeah.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel. If we end
Okay.
up getting 3, 4, 5, 1,000, when we get 1,000 people watching this,
We'll just say it. We'll give away a custom shop guitar.
we'll give away a custom shop guitar when we get 1,000 people watching this live.
So
spread the word. We'll see. We'll make it happen, man.
yeah, no pressure.
Bold statements. All right, I'm going to draw a winner right now.
There it goes.
And here we go.
Winner.
Drawing one winner. Joe's watching. He is. Oh, click it again. It's drawing. 100%. Our winner is Melton McKinney
Are you in here?
in San Antonio, Texas. Melton, are you in here? No Melton?
Oh, Melton, you missed out.
Melty? Melton?
No.
Nothing? We're going to give you another 5 seconds.
Terrible.
I can't wait to see how the viewership drops now that
Yeah.
these people have not.
It's like it'll be down to my mom. All
No.
right.
Okay, well, Melton, I will be emailing you if you ever watch this or if anyone out there knows Melton, let them know. Give them a call, text them. I'll be emailing you shortly.
This reminds me
Give
of
us your address.
my wife and I watch Jeopardy, and then we feel better about ourselves after we watch Wheel of Fortune. And there's always the thing on Wheel of Fortune where if somebody gets, I think it's a certain thing, then you as at home gets a win as well. It's a $10,000 thing. And I always think, is anyone ever watching the show to write down the stupid code? And they never are. And this is our Wheel of Fortune letdown.
This is. Yeah.
To be honest, I don't know Melton, but
Neville handle, I'll take the pedal. Sorry, man. It's not how it works. We can't do that. But give me a call if you want something, man.
Yeah.
I'll hook you up on the price even too. 10% off.
Poor
Call
Melton.
me now.
Poor Melton.
So sorry guys if you didn't win, but we greatly appreciate you submitting questions and kind of checking us out online and subscribing to the YouTube channel and doing all that stuff. There's more to come. We have a good time doing this. It's a
Yeah, it is fun.
Let our hair down, even though neither one of us
Yeah.
have a whole lot of it to it just falls out. It just falls out and doesn't grow back.
Steve, what's it, Steve Milk? Steve, you didn't win, so you didn't miss anything. It's okay.
No, it wasn't you, Steve. It was
No.
it was Melton McKinney from San Antonio, Texas that won.
Melton from Texas. If you're like on you're in San Antonio right now, what else are you doing? Like clear your day.
Yeah, man, you could have got a free pedal, Melton.
Super weak showing by Melton.
Doesn't care. 45 people still in the room. We appreciate you hanging out. All right, let's get back to some questions here.
Yeah.
Let's start at the top. Let's see what we can answer. We got 10 minutes or whatever here. All right, how's it going? Where's the beer, Enrico Casso? Not here right now.
Gosh. This week, I'll tell you guys. Sometimes.
Today, let's just talk real quick. We don't know what Fridays are going to be like here. They're either like, it's such feast or famine with foot traffic. And today was one of those things where I did not have 5 minutes of I would sit down and do something and I write these scripts out for this. I give it to Joe, give it to Todd if he's going to be in it. And it's like, I'm trying to get this done, get the email posted, get Todd's video up. Then we do the new this week. Shh, pro secret. We filmed the new this week's on Friday.
Picture behind the curtain.
Yep, where you don't want to see how the sausage is made. But no, we shoot that on a Friday, so it's like we get the me and Joe sit down. What guitars do you want to do? We make sure they're going to be listed. So tomorrow, Todd has to get the listings done. Aaron has to get the photos done. It's all like part of the process. So Fridays and Saturdays are kind of a crazy day for me. And today I could not get 3 minutes of like phone wasn't ringing, someone wasn't walking in the store. We appreciate it all, but you just never know what a Friday's going to be like. And today was one of those days where a beer would taste absolutely delicious right now, and I might maybe even pour a glass of wine or something before the driving range tonight. We'll see what happens. I'm always going to the driving range on Friday. So, to questions. All right, so acoustics are trying to looks like I'm going to do that. Oh man. There was a good question about a tailor looking. Any plans on Fender bringing out a Hendrix model? They're out. They still make that? Is that still a stock run?
No, the signature models like the Fender. So Fender's CEO came from Disney. And he made his bones in, I think, no lie, The Little Mermaid. He's the one that brought back The Little Mermaid. So basically, Disney's thing is always right that they'll bring, you'll have whatever movie it's like, Sleeping Beauty, or that's it, whatever it would be, Little Mermaid. And then they'll bring it out for a run, and then they'll can it, and they'll close it for like 10 years, and there'll be like no mention of Little Mermaid. It doesn't exist. And then boom, it comes back. And I think Andy's deal was that he was in charge of, and he launched the mermaid like lineup of clothing, or it was Sleeping Beauty or something like that, like one of those drills. It was like super massive, like holy smokes. And Fender works with that because you don't want to oversaturate. Like if there's a Hendrix model every year, it's kind of like that's not exciting. And the Hendrix estate has a lot to say with that. It's just like George Harrison guitars. Like we had the one George Harrison Master Go was $25,000. It ran a year late because the Harrison estate did not like the case candy. And when the case candy came in, it was awesome. It came in its own little case. It had like sick artwork. It was the nicest case candy.
And it sold pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's expensive. You probably expect the best, but I mean, sometimes. So I don't know. They're always looking for a reason for a tie in there because at least when I think of Fender guitars, that's the artist.
There's always going to be a Hendrix one coming out.
There's always.
So like, if there's not one currently there, then it'll be there. But if you go on our website and if you search Hendrix at the top, I know the custom shop stuff. There's still an Isabella.
Yeah.
Up there, right?
That's not Isabella. That's just a regular custom shop. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have some custom shop stuff, but there's always going to be Hendrix stuff being filtered in and out.
There's a question at the bottom here. Expecting the Fender limited series. Which limited series? Just let us know. Like type that in because.
Are you expecting the limited series guitar? If you're talking about the 75th anniversary stuff, that's here.
Yeah.
Videos are up, and that stuff's on our website. Giotto, let us know what you're actually talking about.
Neville had 2 session IPAs while grilling.
I'm jealous of you for grilling and for the session IPA.
Stop, drop, and roll.
Although, come on, man, what's up with the session stuff? Just go with a double. You get a 7.5, 8.5. Do it right. The sessions, you have to drink 2 and you get it done. Jeff Black, what's up, Jeff Black? Have a glass of wine later, Anthony, for sure.
Yeah. Jeff Black also asked about the Martin Custom. So
cool. 2
sets. The custom shop stuff. There's the custom shop expert guitars. That's going to be 8 guitars, 1937, Triple O, and Dreadnought. But sometime this summer, July, my wood selection that I did virtually with them last year that we spec'd out will be in. So that's more of a July shebang. So sit tight. Like, we talked with, I just was texting with a kid called Pepper, who's, what they call it, I think a channel strategist. I don't know. She's got all sorts. She wears many hats at Martin, and she's really helping us navigate the custom shop deal. And they just want to do it right. The guitars aren't being rushed, so that's really, really important that they don't get sped up beyond making the guitars good.
Jeff Worrell with a question. Jeff, who I went to high school with, a good friend of mine. We were pals, kind of growing up back in the Keysport area school district. Is asking if we're going to carry some Reverend stuff. Not right now. It's not really something that we're really thinking of, but just want to say thanks to Jeff for stopping in and picking up a Gretsch last week.
Oh, nice.
Greatly appreciate that. With Jake.
Jake
on the weekend.
Jake,
who's a great customer of ours too. Buys some custom shop stuff. Yeah, 2 really good players too. They're doing some cool stuff on YouTube, so if you check those guys out. I don't know what the handle is on it.
I don't know either. Yeah.
There was a good question, real quick. We got just a few minutes left. Someone was asking, what's the Taylor guitar for a Martin player? And now this is it's a good topic, and we're trying an abbreviated answer on it because we get that all the time. What's better? And we hate the term better in the shop. There's something that fits you, but like if there was a Martin guy that wanted to get into a Taylor, is it a Grand Pacific?
No, this is the fatal flaw. It doesn't exist. You should go the total opposite. So you have no expectation. If you want a Martin D18, buy a Martin D18. There's nothing that is going to replicate it in Taylor's line. The Grand Pacifics aren't like, you should hear the analogies I use here in a day. I'm always good for a ridiculous analogy. You can't eat spaghetti with a knife, right? Like that's a big one of mine. If you're looking for a Martin, find the best Martin for you and explore that and fill it up. And then when you want a different tool, get a different tool. If there's no reason to own, that's like buying a Les Paul to get a Strat. What's the closest one that sounds like a Strat? It's like you're always going to be disappointed.
You don't buy a jazz bass to sound like a P bass.
No, don't get mad at the tool. It's their own tool.
So if you're a Martin player, tried and true, you love a D18, whatever, and you want to jump into Taylor and you want something different.
Yeah, to me, you buy the flagship models from Taylor. Check an 814, a 414 CE Rosewood, or you do like one of the Builder's Edition models. I think, like a 324 CE Builders. There's some really, really like sexy guitars that they do that are unique. And I will tell you this, it's just like if you like to paint, you wouldn't want to just have all the different types of blue paint. You'd want something different. It's going to be exciting for you to get something different as long as you get it in your head that it's different and it'll give you a new voice. A new way to play. You'll play the guitars differently. We watch this all the time with customers in person. Like if I get a Les Paul in my hands, I'm gonna play a certain type of music. Whereas if I get a Strat in my hands, it's gonna be different. And it's not no one's taking lessons from me. But I'm just telling you, it gives you the tool in your hand. You go, I want to do this with it. So get yourself an 814, a 414, try a 324 Builder's Edition. Try something different.
It gives you an opportunity to get something very different. So it's like you shouldn't be trying to fill that hole because you already have that done. Mm-hmm. So it's like now you want to get what Taylor can bring to the table. That's the best compliment to your Martin collection is getting the best of what Taylor can bring.
And vice versa.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm a B bass player, but I keep a J. And every time I put a J, I did a video today, first thing I want to do was slap on it. Yeah. I'm not really even like a slap player, but it just fit right into it where I play a certain way on it.
Do you know Higher Ground?
Do I know Higher Ground? Yeah, I also learned Deantown, so everyone out there, so I can play right now the hottest bass lick of the last 10 years is Wolfpack Deantown. In fact, I remember being in the airport with you when we were going to where did we go? We went to Nashville, which that first night was a blur. Yeah, if you saw us the second day at the NAMM show in 2018, that was one heck of a day.
Yeah, I feel better.
But I remember listening to it in the airport with you.
Yeah.
And being like, I gotta learn this bass. I never did. But yeah. No, I don't know Higher Ground.
My stairway is Higher Ground on the bass. It's Blackbird on the acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
That is May I Help You riff here at Empire. That's one that I don't prefer.
Absolutely.
Oh, real quick here, Thomas Moore. I want to address this because this is something we get in here. And Giotto, the limited edition custom shop bases, if it's not pre-sold, so if you pre-ordered one, May is the first batch coming through. We're on that, and then there's another batch coming behind it in August. So take that for what it is.
Yeah, so 2021 collections of the limited edition. Yeah. We're getting all that stuff. We already had some they sold. We are replenishing it. So just keep an eye on the website.
Yeah, the 3-bolt versus 4-bolt, but the 70s style Fenders with the 3-bolt are totally fine. People rag after CBS bought Fender and things changed. No one liked those guitars, but now those are some of the most expensive guitars on the market in the vintage world. So don't not buy a guitar because that's a 3-bolt. I wouldn't search out a 3-bolt.
But play it. If you find a bass or a guitar that you like with that on it,
get it. Yeah.
If you like it, get it.
Especially understand today the way that the manufacturing is done. It's so high quality. They're not making a crummy 3-bolt. That is not happening. Yeah. And there is a lot of 70s stuff that they've done lately that we're seeing.
3-bolt with a micro tilt back there.
Yeah.
We had that Dale Wilson that purple bass. Was 3-bolt.
That's right. Yeah.
Kill it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So yeah, with modern manufacturing, that's one thing. And even in vintage, Play it if you like it. With the 70s stuff, you might find a boat anchor of
some
a bass or a
ones,
guitar.
yeah.
But again, like if you like it and it's something that you dig, then play it and enjoy it. Like we want you to enjoy playing instruments, no matter what that is. And it's just like when you enjoy playing it and you come into the shop and you're enthusiastic about your next purchase, you're enthusiastic about doing your research, you come in as a well-educated customer. It's a total joy to deal with that. And we want you to take lessons. We want you to just, whatever your journey's going to be.
We're never going to do you dirty. We're never going to give you the wrong advice to get you a sale. We're going to get you in the right direction.
Yeah, for sure.
And then that way, when you're ready for the next gadget or you need help with your current gadget, you're going to trust us. And that's our key. Like we're just a couple guys selling guitars.
Yeah, it really is.
Not that more in depth.
Yeah, and we're into it. So, all right, it's 6 o'clock, guys. We really appreciate you tuning in. The website, it's empiremusic.com. You can email me directly, Anthony at empiremusic.com, Joe at empiremusic.com, Todd at empiremusic.com. Anything Fender Custom Shop, Gibson, Martin, Taylor, Jackson, Charvel, Gretsch, anything you need pedal-wise, we'll definitely take care of you. Give us a call, 412-343-5299. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube.
Please.
And we'll see you in 2-3 weeks, something like that. A week, yeah. I think,
swag by then.
Yeah, hopefully 2 weeks we'll see you. It might be another giveaway going on with it. And appreciate you watching, guys. We'll see you next time. Thanks. Have a good weekend.
Please.
I can get this all right.